Hi, so my name is Prem Asim, and we are trying to do coding in Java for a Java project, which is called as Library Manager project. So far, what we did is we had an interactive client, which is a text-based or a console-based client, which gives you some options to register the student and manage your library activities. And then we had in-memory database and initializer object called as library manager and students. Now in the library, most important thing or the domain which is required is book. So we are going to add a domain object which is called as book. The book domain object has been added, and we are going to just to save some time. I have already created the book, so we'll just try and use this straightforward. We might need some collections import. We might try using that. So this is all good. What is happening here is a public class. We can make it public or we can just let it as is, which is having a constructor for a category, a name, a book ID, and the author. And I believe we don't need this, but a book is assigned or not, how the book will say. For that we need a boolean. So we will say this dot is and assigned is equal to false. So as soon as you create a book, there is no way that it would be assigned. Or while creation, of course, later on it can. And the ID we can might create it sequential. So you just put this as boolean is assigned, and default value would be false, even though we are trying to assign it a value over here. And then since we are going to try the hash map and we are trying to do the sorting, and that's how so hash code will give the category, and what we are trying to do is similar category books would be kept together physically and as well as in the software. Physically, all Java books will be in one umbrella, Almira or Kabud, and the other would be in one shelf, the Java book, Go book, JavaScripts, and everything else. Then we have a small method which is called a feed, and then the auto create. So feed method is going to figure out uh, it's going to put the value in the simulated map based on its hash code, and that's what it is going to do. And the auto create puts the list for a particular category. So once we run it, you will try it and you will understand it more. So let's try and get it initialized in our program and get it listed. So this is the book domain object. So the commit, so that we do understand what the code is. Now we might need to go to the library manager, and we might need to create the collection which holds this book. So let's go and create the collection, which is called as the simulated map. So we have got the simulated map here, which is not getting any traction, anything over here. Now we will try to add books here. So we are going to keep everything here. Public, and we will say load books, and this won't do anything. This would take the object of this guy, a map which has a key as integer, which would be the category of the book, and inside that category whatever number of books are there, that would be the list. So this guy is going to do nothing but would add the values here. Why, what's the problem, buddy? You're saying we have to say void or something like that. So let us think and then we'll do. So somehow if we have the object reference, we don't have to return this. So we can always say it as void, which means as soon as this method would get called, there would be some initial books which would get stored here. And Java is 101, JavaScript would be 102. These are the categories, and Go would be 103. Sure. So this would get initialized. So to initialize this, let's go to the client. And what we are doing with the books, we'll do the same thing with the so we have to make it access initializer dot load books, but it needs something here, and that's something we might get from library manager. Okay, so we got something from here. It would load here. We can keep it down. So there are some chances and scope of refactoring. In our next video, we'll see how we can, refactor it, because now this method is getting bigger and bigger and complicated. So we can still extract small pieces so that you don't have a method which is having a while, which is having a if, which is having another if, which try and catch, and then else. And so, but first thing first we will just make it working. We should be able to add our books domain, initialize it, and something like that basic working, and then we can always refactor it. So our books will get initialized, and then we will try to do a dummy printing. So to do a dummy printing, we will just go here and this is a method which will do print available books, which can be done as part of this void print. Now we would show list books or display books. So how it is going to display a book? So it has the it needs some reference over here. So we'll take that reference. Now what it's going to do is it is going to get the simulated map, and simulated map is available over here. Then it would go to the keys. Key would be the category ID. For that particular category, it would start printing. And then instead of this guy, you can say as is assigned. So let's try to do this. Since this is not called, it is showing as blurred. So we'll go to our client, and then we will say or tell user, welcome to library program, and here is the area available. Books list, and then we will say display books, but that would be the work of the library manager. And once we do this, we will have a blank line just to separate out. Now we'll try to run this. Cool. So you got the welcome to the library manager program. Then here is the available list of books, printing books for category. For each category it has printed and it has initialized. So we have established this portion in this section, wherein we are able to we have created our domain object and we were able to print it. In next section we will try and see that how we can assign the books to the students, and then we will have some validation and other stuff. So thanks for watching and thanks for learning.